it's Fultoncards here, live and direct from Brooklyn, New York City. Let's go. So today's a preview review video of Flagship. So in front of me today, I actually have a box of Heroes and Prospects from 2005-06. I have to break that at some point, but I'm going to do a 5-minute video on Flagship 2023-24 Upper Deck Series 2 crew. Everyone's talking about it. It's the most hype I've seen going all the way back to Lindros, even worse than McDavid. Absolutely crazy. There was a lot of hype around Gretzky, and I got my Gretzky card out of a 20-cent pack just to show you, and it took me, what, 40 years for my card to be valued? The other thing I want to mention just in passing is we are at the height of speculation, which usually means it's a seller's market, not a buyer's market. So be very careful, guys. I have seen on eBay that Bedard's Young Gun is going for over $1,000 American. I don't know if that makes sense. We have to think about the print runs. I believe the print run is probably about 5 times that of the Young Guns from 2015. So it is not on par. We cannot use McDavid's Young Gun as a baseline, even if we'd like to. But let's get into it. I'll get into the cards, the Bedard cards within this set, and we'll do a little bit of a preview review. So hobby configuration, only talking about hobby today. 12 cards per pack, 12 packs per box. That's 144 cards. So they changed the configuration starting with Upper Deck Series 1 going back to last year. So this is our second time with this configuration based at 251 through 450 Young Guns, 451 through 500. Now, we do have all these parallels. We have the Outburst, the Clear Cuts, the Deluxe, the Exclusive, the Outburst Reds, High Gloss, Outburst Gold. So we have all these parallels. I believe the base outbursts are 1 in 15, so it's about 80% of the time you'll hit a base outburst, and 20% of the time, because they're 1 in 60 for the rookies, for the Young Guns, 20% of the time will hit a Young Gun outburst. Also, a similar scenario with the Clear Cuts, because I think the Clear Cuts are 1 in 48, which is about 25% for the base, and 8% because of 1 in 144 for the Young Guns. But let's get into a box break, a typical box break of the stuff, and then we'll get into our Bedard cards. So within a box break, guys, expect your 6 Young Guns. 6 Young Guns per usual. Of course, there are 6 Young Guns on the 50-card checklist, so a 12% opportunity for the Bedard, but we'll get into that. 22 inserts, 10 of the Director of the Boards, the Ecliptics, which are like Eclipses, Instinctives, and or PC cards, some new cards I haven't seen yet. 6 Honor Rolls or Upper Deck Portrait cards, 3 Deep Brew cards, and 1 Monster Season or Glaring card. The Monster Seasons are interesting, actually, because they relate to McDavid's last year, his season last year when he had 153 points. I think some of the number cards from those are numbered to 153, and they have 1 card on the checklist for each of his 82 games last year. Kind of interesting. Okay. We should also receive 1 Blue Dazzler and 1 Wild card, which includes all these ratio numbered cards, etc. We should receive 4 of the Upper Deck Canvas or Upper Deck Canvas Young Guns and 4 parallels. So that includes 1 Outburst Silver parallel, 1 basic Clear Cut parallel or Upper Deck Canvas or Black and White parallel or Fluorescence card, whatever, and 2 Director of the Boards Ecliptic, Instinctive, or PC Sparkle parallels. So that's what you get within a box. Now do note that within a case, we should receive 6 of the Upper Deck Canvas Retired or Program of Excellence and 4 Hobby Exclusive Upper Deck Canvas Black and White parallels and 4 Hobby Exclusive Clear Cut parallels and so on. So you can see the difference in terms of what you get within a box vis-a-vis a case, okay? Now, one thing I find kind of shocking and astonishing is just the amount of parallels in relation to the inserts. There's so many parallels. So this tells me they're mass producing the product. We cannot compare it to 2015-16 apples to apples. It's apples to shoelaces. I mean, look at the highlighters. There's yellows, there's orange, there's pinks. The Instinctives have base inserts, sparkles, gold sparkles. Some of these inserts have printing plates, so they create chases via the printing plates, but they also create a ton of cards through all these parallels. Now note that Bedard is not the only Young Guns in the set, and also they do have Young Gun canvases, albeit Bedard is not in the Young Gun canvases, okay? He's only in the Program of Excellence, so keep that in mind. With regard to the other Young Guns who we could look for, mainly Hockey Cards usually rates these. I think it's mainly Hockey Cards who rates these. You know, there's the Connor Bedard card, which he rates an A++, just because of the insanity around it and the value-wise, sort of what it's worth out of the gate and so on. But he gives it an A++ so he can give these other players A's or A+, with a little bit of distance, right? So Leo Carlsson is up there. I loved Leo Carlsson out of junior, and I'm really high on him. Zach Benson is an A. Poitras looked fantastic. Korchinski, Michikov as well. Minton's looked great in Toronto as well. Connor Zary is another guy who people are floating around as someone without a ceiling. So there's some other guys you could look at too. The fake Laffy, Alex Laferriere's, a workhorse with the Kings. So he's highly rated. Andre's in there, McCann with the Leafs. Lavoie, we'll see. So there are some other guys you can chase as consolation prizes, if you will. Let's get into the Bedard cards. And yes, this is his official photo for his Young Guns. And some people have noted damage on the Young Guns. I know there were some damage with other inserts in Series 1, so we'll see. I know you guys freak out about that stuff. I actually like the fact that you have different PSA numbers. It means people can, buy cheaper cards on the secondary market because they're a little bit bruised and broken and wounded. But let's get into the cards, the Bedard cards. So first and foremost, of course, is his base Young Gun. So those are 1 in 12 packs. Now we only have 12 packs as opposed to 24 packs we used to have. So that's a 12% chance, right? 12%, 6 cards on the 50 on the checklist, 12% chance. Equally so for the checklist with Leo Carlsson, which is nominal value. Note that there are 7 parallels, so that's where things get very exciting. So the outburst on 1 in 60, that gives you a 0.4% chance at the Bedard. The clear cut is 1 in 144, which is 0.17%. If you hit a deluxe, if you hit an exclusive, if you hit an outburst red, given the numbers being produced of these cards, those will maintain significant value. And of course, there's a bounty. I think already David Adams has a bounty on the Outburst Gold 1 of 1 Young Gun of Bedard for $1 million. That doesn't mean that you get the card and you show it to them and they give you $1 million. It means you have to give them the card, I think, to get that bounty. So I guess they're speculating that it's going to be a really valuable 1 of 1. I know for a fact that the clear cuts and all these other cards will go for multiple thousands of dollars, but the common base Young Gun will come down in price. Trust me on that. Okay, so also you have a Dazzlers Blue. So the Blue Dazzlers, that's a 2% chance at the Bedard. They do have parallels, so there's 2 parallels there as well. There are the pinks, 0.33% of the time, and printing plates, 1 of 1. So look for those as well. There's also population counts, and I think this is going to be a really undervalued one. I think they're really cool cards. I actually love these cards. They're numbered to 1,000, so those will maintain some value, but they have a bunch of parallels, and that's where things get exciting because there's 6 different parallels, and if you happen to hit the 1 of 1 population count, it's going to be a very interesting insert, cherished insert of Bedard. So number 4, Upper Deck Canvas Program of Excellence. He does not have a Young Gun canvas. He does have a Program of Excellence. Historically, the McDavid was like a $400 card. I don't know what the mass printing is of this stuff. I do know that it's about 1% odds or 0.83% odds to hit the Connor Bedard. So that's a card you could hit. That's a card that could be worth a few $100s, right? There are also parallels. So there's a black and white of that, 0.1% chance, and a printing plate 1 of 1. Someone's gonna hit that. But forget about the 1 of 1s because the product hits. If you consider all of the cards being printed, all of the, the massive population, is going to be impossible to hit those product hits. Trust me on that. And they're going to get you addicted to buying back in because you're throwing your money away. So be very careful about rebuying and rebuying. 5th is the Upper Deck Portraits. That's about a 5.7% opportunity for the Connor Bedard. And there are 3 parallels there. There's the silver frames, numbered to 99, the red frames to 25, and again, the printing plate 1 of 1. There may be unannounced Easter eggs. I don't know because they haven't released the product yet, but keep an eye out for those as well. So all I can say is happy hunting, guys. Now, the question I keep on getting is why would you rationally drop $300 American on a box with a 1 in 8 box opportunity at a base Young Gun, 1 in 8.3 or something like that, when you can just target that Young Gun directly on eBay for $1,000? The multipliers don't make sense. Well, the multipliers aren't related necessarily solely to what cards are valued at on eBay. It has to do more with whether people will overpay at the opportunity to hit some of these 1 of 1s or just to pay to play. Also, there's multipliers because of group breakers. There's multipliers because of distributor prices in collusion. There's a bunch of reasons for it, but a lot of it has to do with what they can get away with charging, whereby you'll buy it anyways because you're dreaming of hitting a 1 of 1 card, particularly when the card companies or the LCSs or the retailers are putting bounties, $1 million bounties on a particular card, which is a product hit. Mathematically, you'll get hit by lightning 4 times before you'll hit it. but still people will want to pay to play. So that's why that happens. It's not rational, it's actually weird mass psychology. And as I said right at the beginning, right off the pop, I have to say, guys, when there is this much hype and consumer sentiment is at its highest for Bedard, it is a seller's market, not a buyer's market. So be guarded, box prices must come down because you're gonna release so much supply. And someone also asked me whether that Outburst Gold 1 of 1 Young Gun would actually be in the boxes. Maybe the card company would set it aside or give it to some group breaker or something. People can speculate anything online without any substantiation. I think that's absolutely completely nonsense for a couple of reasons. One of which, they would put it in boxes to create the chase. They'd be very happy if someone bought a bunch of boxes, put it away, and that 101 was never hit, because that would just encourage people to buy more boxes and buy more boxes. That's the first point. The second point is, if they didn't put in the boxes, it would completely counterfeit their odds, whereby they'd be lying, and they'd be open to like a class action lawsuit. So yeah, that 101 would be in the box, and it's not given to, you know, a group breaker. A group breaker might be more likely to hit it because they buy more cases, as opposed to you, where you only can afford 2 boxes at most for $500 American or whatever it is, or $600. So that's basically it, guys. Stay tuned for my break of this stuff. I will be breaking at least 2 boxes of this stuff. And for what it's worth, guys, I don't think Young Guns have much value anymore. I just don't. I think they're printed to about 135,000 plus parallels. Compare that to the maybe 35, 40,000 that were printed for McDavid. So I think there's a multiplier of maybe 4 or 5 times more Young Guns being produced now than back then. So I just see them as commons, as, you know, non-auto commons in comparison to, say, SP Authentic Future Watch autos, which are actual autos. They're numbered only to 999. Some of them are inscribed, they're hard signed. I think those retain their value far more. I do believe that the price points will come down for base common, as most people try to recoup from their box prices, right? I think they're gonna flood eBay. That's my warning, okay? But enjoy it, guys. This is about participating in an event that happens once a generation or once every 10 years. So enjoy the fun of it. Stick to your own budget. And if you want to partake otherwise, watch group breaks and just enjoy watching them, or watch my breaks or whoever else. Or, you know, with a couple of friends, chip in and buy a box and stay within your budget that way. Just for the fun, just for the entertainment and the dreaming aspects of it. So I'm going to be Fultoncards, and be honor, sub-liking, hashtag and drive Fultoncards live and drive from a place called Brooklyn, New York City.